What phrase or word instantly makes you roll your eyes? Please remain on the line, your call is very important to us. Or please listen closely as our options have changed. When someone calls something a life hack or any kind of hack, usually something stupid. Always infuriating. That's not a cooking hack, you're just giving the recipe. Oh my god, saw one of these earlier. The guy called it a hack to put his ice cream in Coca-Cola and I was just like, are we seriously rediscovering fucking ice cream floats here? My kid would never do that as a teacher. Yes, they most certainly wouldn't have. It's the opposite for me. At my daughter's teacher-parent conference, we were stunned when the teacher said our little girl was one of the most well-behaved kids in her class. She is the one in her friend group outside of school who tends to be the ringleader and instigator of the shenanigans. A teacher told me my son was a delight to have in his class and he wished all his students were like him. I said, I bet you say that to all the parents, and he leaned in close and said, I don't honestly. One of my 8th grade teachers apparently started crying to my mom about how nice I was because I used to make it a point to interact with a kid who had autism. Everybody was always so outwardly mean to him. They'd ask questions about his interests so he'd start talking about them, then shoot him down laughing at him for having those interests. I thought it was such bullshit. I started bringing my own Nintendo DS to school and sitting with him, playing Pokemon together. Nobody ever said shit to me. Just to him. They'd try to get him going on Pokemon, while I'm right there next to him. I started answering for him, yeah, it's going great, he's about to kick my ass for the 3rd time today. What of it? They never had an answer. They never picked on me for it, only him because he was outwardly different and would talk funny, and for some reason it made me so fucking mad every time. I won an award that year. For being nice. It was the nice award. I still talk about that today, and I still see it as a huge flex. Am I the only one, or insert something everyone does? Unpopular opinion, proceeds to say the most popular opinion. Unpopular opinion here, but I think water is hydrating. Am I the only one, or do you like to wipe your ass after shitting? When people ask a question on Facebook and say and go, agreed. Like there's an expectation that we're waiting to fall all over ourselves to help with something they likely could have Googled themselves. Reddit, do your thing. I feel like if anyone says this, everyone should ignore the prompt. I want to be on a Netflix show. Reddit, do your tang. Granted, welcome to the new season of my 600 pounds life. Your boss says, we are a family. We work hard and play hard. Yeah, and play hard is pizza in the office once a quarter. We got, I'm newly retired, bagels and cream cheese as our big treat. Not a damn one of us needs a bagel bee. Not a damn one of us needs cream cheese. I reveled in the sight of 100 bagels and 5 tubs of cream cheese left over at the end of the day. Edit, punctuation. This is an epic example of a unanimous middle finger. I love it. Unpopular opinion, but... and it's the most agreeable, typical opinion you've ever heard. I tell it how it is. I'm a zodiac sign, I can't help it. I'm a life coach. Translation, I think that working at McDonald's is beneath me, but I have no skills to get any other position. I do the hiring in my job. 1 in every 10 resumes is a life coach. Their employment history is being a hashtag boss babe and CEO of their own business, but it's just a list of doTERRA, Young Living, Unique and other MLMs. Their education is a bunch of cultish seminars they took at the Radisson by the airport. On Reddit? Overrated and underrated. Underrated comment right here on how those words are overrated. This is not a full response. Any sort of overused joke. There's so many. Like when an item doesn't scan and the customer says, well, it must be free. As if the cashier has never heard that before. I used to work at McDonald's and I'd ask people what they would like and they'd say, $1 million. And I'd be like, haha. And the empty draft where my soul once was would blow a little colder. Hey, cleaner, you missed a spot. Anytime anyone says that when I'm mopping at work I just go, actually I'm just doing a bad job. Corporate speak. When people say things like leveraging synergies, greenlighting the way forward or having an, insert your favorite corporate buzzword, mindset. But my absolute pet peeve is when people say we need to socialize this idea. You can't socialize ideas. You can socialize at parties, or socialize a pet. Heck, you can even socialize the means of production if that's your cup of tea. Anyway, I'll have a quarter pounder and a sundae. Can we just put a pin in this and circle back on it later? We just need to find our North Star so we can operationalize our game plan. You know what they say, you have to break a few eggs to make omelets. You understand, after some affront like canceling plans, a boss messing with your schedule, etc. No, I do not understand, and your lack of planning skills will not be my problem. In the same vein as we can both agree that, when we do not agree. Alpha male. I'll add on sigma male to this. Total beta move to add sigma to the alpha comment. You're such an epsilon. I'm actually a Virgo. I'm an empath. Last time I heard this I was in a room full of people at a memorial. It was for one of those people who really made everyone feel seen and loved. Definitely over 100 people. The death was expected and the deceased helped with all the planning. One part was an option for people to speak, and after some of the most beautiful speeches I have ever heard, one woman stood up and started with "I am an empath," and proceeded to explain how that meant she was feeling more pain than any of the rest of us and how hard it was for her. Then she had a long speech all about herself. All about herself. I could just puke if I ever hear that phrase again. I could care less. Me too. I so hate when people say this. It literally means the opposite of what they are trying to say. I never actually hear the correct version at all where I live. The mere sounds of the sentence are grating on my ears. Supposedly. Pacifically. I'm just being brutally honest. No, you were just intentionally being a cunt. Haha, I have no filter. Lol. Spews racist bullshit. Saying those doctors don't know shit. I know what's best for my baby. I recently was training someone at work who had a stroke and was on blood thinners because, the stroke. Doctors don't know what they're doing these days. Why do I have to take blood thinners? Like, dog, how do you have a stroke and acquire zero information about anything? Maybe the stroke took some important brain cells with it. Thank you for watching. In the comments below the video, write in what situation and with what phrase did you encounter that made you roll your eyes?